Empathy is really critical for sales and marketing. Too often we focus on convincing the client, trying to influence them, trying to persuade them. But without empathy, you actually can't build a relationship with your audience, or at the very least, resonate with them. Everyone wants to be understood, particularly when we have been through something difficult, have a problem, or have had a bad past experience with another company. When we aren't understood or feel someone isn't making a sincere effort to understand us, like when a sales agent keeps trying to push and talk about their product, it makes us frustrated and we shut off. When people want to be understood, it's actually a window of opportunity for sales. So the best thing you can do is shut up and just listen very closely and sincerely to what your customer is telling you. Paraphrase in your own words what they have just told you. For marketers, use data, particularly qualitative feedback, and your imagination to make a genuine effort to put yourself in your client's shoes. Now, if you can't do that, try to think of a time when you were in a parallel scenario to that of your client. So let's just take, for example, martial arts. Say you are a martial arts teacher. Now you want to get more pupils into your classes. You might struggle to know what it feels like to be intimidated by the gym, because that's something that always came naturally to you. That's something you always loved from day one. However, maybe you can remember a time you felt intimidated by a subject at school, or an exam at school, or public speaking at school. Now use that experience to genuinely understand how your prospects are feeling. So when I worked in sales, every now and then a client would vent about how they had a really bad experience in the past and got stung badly. At this point, I wouldn't try to reassure them, nor explain why the same thing wouldn't happen with us. Instead, I would actually try and get into just a genuine conversation about that past experience, and try to get them to talk about it even more by asking questions and describing how I envisage they must have felt. That is exactly what we do when we speak with a friend. So in many respects, the lesson is really simple. Just sincerely listen and let your conversation unravel organically. When you do this, you will far better tailor and align your responses, actually make them relevant instinctually. That is how you build a relationship. Too many salespeople instead are thinking about and focusing on what they want to say rather than just listening and saying what comes naturally. Too many content writers and marketers keep showing off their value proposition and often don't intimately understand the full context from which the client is coming to them in the first place. Sales and marketing is about demonstrating you understand how your clients feel, what their core motivations are for seeking out your solution. If you can do this, then you have won half the battle and primed them for your solution even before talking about your product. Everyone is trying to get from point A to point B. To guide them and be with them on that journey, you need to start with empathy, not your solution. There's this really famous saying in sales: people buy from people they trust, and they trust people they like. But what's missed in this quote is that if you want to be liked, sincerely put yourself in your customer's shoes every once in a while. The Sean Singh YouTube channel is all about giving viewers a behind-the-scenes look at what business is really like. If you like the video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button.